All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's doing fantastic. Check it out. If it's the first time you checking out one of my videos, I appreciate it. I'm doing this one live. It's pretty much something that I want to put out there real quick because I just saw this, and as is part of being news, uh, some things that we got to keep in mind, right? Because I said many times that elections are very important, and we got to stay in touch with what's going on because a lot of these politicians are gun haters, completely gun haters, and we know that because they tell us all the time. So I wanted to talk about this one very quick. I hope everybody's doing fantastic. If it's your first time here, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I post videos. Obviously, if you want to support the channel, you could become a patron. You could also, use my Amazon links. You could also share the video everywhere, put it out there, and Facebook or whatever people put videos nowadays, right? I just wanted to come here real quick. I was planning to record this just regular video, but you know what? I'm gonna do a live. I'm gonna pass on information, and I'm gonna share this with you guys. If you guys watching out there, if anybody is here right now, make sure you put a comment down in the comment section or in the comment section of the video. So Kamala Harris. So apparently Kamala Harris is the person that it was, selected by Biden to be the essentially the VP, the vice president, right? And I'm not surprised for two reasons. First of all, she's a woman of color, so we knew he was going to pick a black person that was given because they want to get the black vote, right? Or they were going to get a Hispanic. It's really that I know is not too many really popular, politicians out there that I know that are Hispanic females. So maybe there's one or two, but typically, I knew he was going to go for this, so I'm not surprised. I thought it was going to be the lady from Georgia, whatever her name was. Maybe it was going to be her or was Kamala Harris. And I actually, I kind of bet a little bit with a friend. I thought Kamala Harris was going to get the actually presidential nomination. That was the one that I was thinking it's probably going to be her, right? Because she kind of met all the criteria that these people are looking for, right? No longer we're looking for qualified people. That qualification has nothing to do with running for president. Being ready to do the job has nothing to do for running for president. It's kind of sad because a vice president position was given to a girl that happens to be black, right? Couldn't that be given to, I don't know, somebody else? Those criteria was part of the game, right? If you didn't have that, you really weren't considered, right? And I think Joe Biden actually said that in one of the Democratic presidential debates. He mentioned something about that he was going to pick a girl. So again, if you're a dude, sorry, man, you ain't qualified. Not because you don't have the degrees or the experience, is because you don't meet the criteria of being a girl, unless you identify as a girl. I don't know, maybe then. But anyways, I hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. I see a couple people in the comments. I really appreciate that. But I want to remind you something that Kamala Harris said a while ago. Really, she said this a while ago. And essentially, this article right here is from April 23rd of 2019, right? And she mentioned this, and I remember this, so I wanted to share with you guys. And this is why you really has to be essentially you have to be involved in political needs, right, or in political issues. And here's the thing, guys. A lot of guys say, well, I like guns, and that's about it. I don't like the political things. If you like guns, you need to like the political things. And I know it's annoying. Some people just want to go work. Some people just want to enjoy the gun. Some people just want to, shoot some gun and have a good time. But if you don't get involved in the political system, your guns are going away because the majority that votes is the one that is going to win, right? So again, we got to be completely involved, right? And you got to make your vote count. It is coming down, and I'm going to tell you, it's gonna get really nasty in the next couple of months, and there's nothing that we can do, right? So it is what it is. But let me bring this up here with this fancy StreamYard thing, right? And say this. Remember this. Kamala Harris said this. Kamala Harris vowed to take executive action on guns if elected president. Obviously, we're running. She's running for vice president, right? Obviously, she's not running to be the president, but as a VP, she's going to be able to influence the president, right? And we know that the president, or the president, the candidate Joe Biden, that his stand on guns, right? He's not in favor of the Second Amendment, right? He has extreme policies regarding Second Amendment. So we know. So what we have here is a combination of gun haters. These people are gun haters, right? And it's not going to stop. I mean, as she come here, she says, upon, let me bring this up a little bit bigger. Upon being elected, I will give the United States Congress 100 days to get their act together and have the courage to pass reasonable gun safety laws. If they fail to do it, I would take executive action, and specifically, I would do yada, yada, yada. And she goes into things that she would do, right? And again, this is something that she has said, and to me, it's always hilarious because right here it says reasonable gun safety laws, and I always find that kind of like when you talk to people, you say things like there is reasonable gun laws, if you want to put it that way. There's more than common sense and beyond common sense gun laws. I mean, we have so many guns laws that is ridiculous. I mean, we have already allowed so many gun laws that is beyond reasonable. So I really, obviously when they use keywords like this, you got to be really careful, because what they're really doing is that they're putting these keywords in there to make it seem like there's not. And the regular person that have no idea about guns, regular people, they go like, well, yeah, of course, we need reasonable gun laws. But then when you start talking to people, that's why it's important to talk about the Second Amendment, right? And spread information. People say, oh, wow, all that is already in place. And you're like, yeah, man. I keep hearing these things like, oh, you could buy guns online. They send it to your house. I don't know where. There is some people that have a special license to do that. But once again, they went through a process and they got a license to be able to do that. And the process was pretty intense, fingerprints, interviews, yada, yada, yada. Right. So I really don't know where this information comes from. You could you anywhere you go, you could buy a gun, or you could buy guns in the streets illegally. Well, that's illegally. You could do anything illegally. There's already laws in place against that, right? I mean, they continue to say like, oh, you just could go to the store and buy any gun. No, you still have to go through a process. Even in Florida, if you have a concealed carry permit, you still have to go there. And this is mind blowing to me. You still got to pay for a background check, even though you already did a background check. And even though you already passed the background check and you were issued a concealed carry permit, you spent hundreds of dollars doing this, and you still got to pay the guy $5 to do another background check. So this information where, people say all the time, well, there's no reasonable gun laws. You already know that there's guns laws against, short barrel rifles, against, many different types of firearms out there. So this thing when they say, well, there's no reasonable, there's no need to have a magazine more than 10 rounds because, it's to prevent shootings. Obviously, that doesn't prevent shootings. The guy here in Florida that shot that school and killed 17 people used a magazine of 10 rounds. So right there, that doesn't prevent any shooting. What prevents shootings is having a home defense plan, having a self-defense plan, having police officers protect our children, having situational awareness. A gun law is not going to prevent no shooting. So people being, attacking people for many years. So I wanted to put this out there that as, Biden obviously picked this lady to be the VP. Remember, these people have extreme gun laws, a radical belief on gun laws. And I mean, it's obvious. The ultimate goal, I've been saying this for so many years, guys. I'm going to tell you, you must be, there are some people out there that, let me see who's out there, Adrian is in the house. I think I saw Chicago in the house. Gregory, old Chicago's in the house. A couple guys, if you're watching, Appreciate you guys' support. Rick is in the house. Very, very, very quick. Apologize, I'm not going through all the comments. It just, I wanted to do this real quick. But what I'm saying, some of you guys been listening to me for like forever. Some of you guys being here listening to me for a long time. I've been saying this for a long time. What they want is to take your guns because there is never a stop. There have never been a stop. I've been doing this for many years. So far, I have seen them attacking a gun laws. I have seen them attacking magazines. I have seen them attacking triggers, like triggers. Like you can't have a trigger that do like get out of here, man. I see them attacking devices like bone stocks and triggers. Like I say, I see them attacking so many different aspects, of firearms that it's ridiculous. While the one is your gun, you give a little bit, they're going to continue. So when they talk about compromising, this is the dilemma about compromising. They say, if you want to compromise, that means that I give you something and you give me something in return, right? It's a two-way. So if I give you something, you give me something in return. And the problem here is that what they want is everything. So that's why you can't compromise. Other than there's many, many reasons. But when these people come here in the news and say, well, we want to have a conversation about gun laws. Well, how do you want to have a conversation about gun laws if you're making it so hard that you're making law-abiding citizens pretty much criminals because you got to get a college degree just to follow all the laws that you're putting in place? It's ridiculous. I mean, to the point that we're gonna have to go to college for a couple years to learn all these laws. So right there, that is gun control, because they make it so hard that the regular person say, "I'm not going to learn all this. I'm scared. I'm scared that I'm going to violate the law. I'm scared that I'm going to commit a crime, and I'm scared that I'm going to go to jail over me getting a gun." Because once again, they're so complicated. We are already paying hundreds of dollars in background checks, fingerprints, right? We're already doing that. Like I have a concealed carry from Florida. I had a concealed carry. Actually, I still think it's active in North Carolina. It should be, maybe. I don't know. I've been here what, 2015? Wow, 5 years. So that one should be expired by now. Doesn't matter. I don't use that. I live in Florida. I have a concealed carry from Florida. So I did paperwork in North Carolina. I did paperwork in Florida. I still pay $5 every time I want to buy a gun. So again, the compromising thing is ridiculous because as we compromise already, because we've been forcibly, as much as we don't like it, forcibly we have to compromise because of the law. They continue to put more laws out there. You read some of the policies that she had in the website. I remember her talking about it. It's completely ridiculous. Sometimes they want you can only buy so many guns. Well, who tell you? I don't tell you how many shoes you should buy. I don't tell you how many freaking purses you could buy. You can only have a magazine of this many rounds. Really? So the bad guy that comes into my house has a magazine of 15 to 33 rounds on a Glock, but here I am, law-abiding citizen with a magazine of 10 rounds. Whoa! Continue to give the advantage to the criminal. That's what they do. All these gun laws, what absolutely 100% it does is that it gives the advantage to the bad guys. And it's obvious that the Democratic Party is all about giving the advantage to the bad guys. Check this out. Gun control. Justifying people burning down cities and attacking law-abiding citizens. Allowing people to come out of jail because COVID-19, we're going to let a bunch of criminals come out of jail. And what's happening? There was a guy that just killed his accuser, that accused him of rape. You just kill her. It just happened just recently. Fox News was talking about the cop in Georgia, the Wendy's that was burned down, the cop that shot that guy and killed him. That guy came out of jail because COVID-19. What was he in jail for? Beating up kids. At least one of his kids. It was child neglection or some stuff. So again, these people are completely giving the advantage to criminals. Gun control, and all the stuff that is going on. So again, I just want to put this out there. I want to put this out there. I'm not surprised that this lady is being picked as, what is it? The vice president. I'm not surprised because no longer was about being qualified. No longer was about being the best person for the job. No longer was about having the right certifications, I don't know, degrees or something like that. It was not about that. It was not about, having any requirement, right? Yeah, I mean, she may be qualified supposedly, but it was not about that. He was going to pick a woman of color and obviously a woman. So if you're a dude, you weren't considered. You didn't make it, right? Unless, I don't know, maybe like I said at the beginning, maybe you're a dude that identify as a girl. Maybe you would have been considered to this. I don't think so, right? So, but again, Chiefs being elected or picked to be the vice president. And remember what she said: 100 days, 100 days. She said, I'm gonna give. There we go. Kamala Harris vowed to take executive action on guns if elected. She said she was gonna give, upon being elected, I will give the United States Congress 100 days. Obviously, she's not the president, right? Obviously, she's the vice president, but I'm guarantee you that her gun hate towards the Second Amendment would translate some kind of way. Be involved. That's all I'm going to say. I've been saying it for years, guys. Be involved. Be involved. Let me know what you think. Put comments down, put comments down there. Be involved. Be part of the political system. I appreciate you guys watching. And as always, God is in control.